It's your old pal, John Crusier, the voice of the Crypt Keeper, and you're listening to Video Store Clerks Podcast.
Welcome to the store.
Drebin, Video Store Clerks.
Hell yeah.
Nothing to see here. Please disperse.
This is episode 92.
92.
We are still stuck in the video store.
This is 92.FM.
Look who's back with us, everybody. We are your clerks, and we are fully assembled tonight. Oh, boy.
Full frontal, ready to go.
We are your clerks for tonight. I'm Dave.
Chad, man.
Lieutenant Mike Lazier, Police Squad.
Chucketh McNastieth.
Nasty Sensation. Oh, yeah. So in case you haven't noticed, we'll be talking about the Naked Gun movies tonight. Gentlemen, I forgot how funny these movies were.
Me too.
So this is going to be a good time. Welcome one, welcome all. Feel free to join in the chat. Let's hang out and talk about these classic comedies from our youth. But we will start the program, as we always do, with the news.
My God, it's the news. What the fuck happened today?
This is your News 4 update, powered by the Bommarito Automotive Group.
And I say hello, all you folks out there, blah, 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 blah. We got some shootings. And then I got Wendy's.
Blah, 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 blah.
That guy, was that 420 when that was done? That guy was not caring about his job at all.
I think he took too much.
He's just like, I go Wendy's. So.
Well, once again, the strikes are over. Things are semi back to normal. So there's a ton of news tonight. There's no way we'll get through it all, but we'll do some highlights, starting with the box office over the weekend. The Hunger Games prequel hangs on to the number one spot, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Napoleon debuted at number 2 with $21 million. Oh, I'm sorry. The Hunger Games did 29 mil over the weekend. And Napoleon debuted at number 2 with 21 million. Also, Disney's Wish. Did you guys even know about that? I never heard of it neither. It's a new animated movie. It debuted at number 3 with $20 million. Trolls Band Together.
Is it going to be on Peacock? Is it going to be on Peacock?
I'm not sure.
Oh. I like animated movies, and I've got Peacock.
Okay.
So you have a peacock?
I have Peacock. I wish I had a Peacock. That'd be kind of cool. No, yeah.
I would think it'd be on Disney Plus.
Oh, well.
That would make more sense.
Number 4 was Trolls Band Together with 18 million. Thanksgiving is number 5 with 7.1 million. And as predicted by your video store clerks, The Marvels did not make the top 5 in its third week. That is a catastrophe.
What is it? The Marvels.
The new Marvel movie.
What is it?
Obviously.
It is The Marvels.
It's called The Marvels?
The Marvels.
I lost their marbles. Okay. Never heard of it.
But I did check on Thanksgiving, and it's a worldwide total. It's about at 30 million now.
It's a fun movie. Can I rant real quick? Can I just okay. So me and Whitman went and saw Thanksgiving and loved it. I have heard people just enjoying it, having a blast with it. It's a good old slasher film. But then there are some haters out there who just need to get their heads out of their ass. Like the same people, like I'm a Terrifier fan. Like the same people that I'm seeing who are praising Terrifier are giving fucking Thanksgiving bullshit. And I'm like, okay, there's like a couple of little like things in Thanksgiving that's kind of annoying, but not really. I think it's a good old slasher. I'm fucking happy about it. All the fucking haters can fuck off. Oh, it's not that good. It's a slasher movie in the theater. Be happy with what you got. Fucking assholes.
Right on.
Yeah.
Woo. Power to the people. Go on.
Yeah.
And in other news, a new Karate Kid movie is coming that will bring Ralph Macchio and Jackie Chan together to a shared universe. And there will be a new Karate Kid in the film. And on the first day of casting, they received tens and thousands of submissions. No real surprise there.
You said would submit. Jesus Christ.
More news about Beetlejuice 2 is slowly coming out as Willem Dafoe's character has been revealed. Well, there's two different things. First was it was said he would play a detective in the afterlife, and now the new one that comes out says he'll be a deceased B-list action movie star that he will play in the film. So that'll be fun.
I didn't know he was going to be in it.
Well, speaking of Mr. Dafoe, he will be in the remake of Nosferatu, and we do finally have a release date for the film. It will be December 25th, 2024.
Ooh, I'm so glad that's real. He was awesome in Shadow of the Vampire. Because he is playing Max. He is playing the vampire in this one, right?
I believe so.
Oh, okay, because he was excellent in Shadow of the Vampire. So like I'm a huge Nosferatu fan. So like I'm incredibly on board and excited for this one because for the longest time everybody was like, oh, there should be a Nosferatu movie Willem Dafoe. It's like, yeah, it'd be great. A bunch of fake things came out, and all of a sudden it's like it's actually happening. Yes.
And they did release a few pictures. One is of Nicholas Hoult with Nosferatu, but it's not much to look at as the image of Nosferatu is blurry. But there was another image of young Miss Depp, which is pretty cool because it shows the shadow of the long fingers like on her face.
Oh, nice. Like the old school?
Mm-hmm.
That makes me happy.
What
would make me even happier is if it was black and white. I know that's not a very popular opinion, but
I mean, it could be. That'd be dope.
Just
In
if it was
death
just, if it was
this
just
week,
black, if it was just black and white,
people died,
and just like the blood, the only color. That to me would make perfect sense, and it'd be fucking cool. But anyway, who died?
Marty Krofft, that you might remember, of the famous producers from the 1970s, Sid and Marty Krofft, that ruled Saturday mornings back in the 70s with shows like Land of the Lost, like Banana Splits. I don't even know how many shows they produced, but it was a lot. They even owned a theme park, I think, at one time. But he passed away the other day at the age of 86.
Defoe is playing the professor.
Oh, so he's not even playing the vampire.
No, that's Bill Skarsgård.
Oh, okay.
That's right. He is. Okay. All right. Okay.
Okay. Thank you for the clarification.
Yeah. Okay.
I haven't looked too much into it.
If he pulls
I'm
that
gonna be
off
surprised.
and he pulls off Eric Draven, he'll be 3 for 3 in my book.
Man, Skarsgård is I like the
They're
guy.
both good.
Their whole family's fucking are good actors.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I didn't realize who their fucking dad was until about a year ago, and I was like, this explains a lot. A lot of strict parenting on that side.
And we have some sequels and remake news. This one's going to blow your mind.
I can't wait.
This is Spinal Tap Part 2.
I heard about that today.
Filming in February. Though if it's released the same year, it will be on par for the 40th anniversary. Good God, I feel old.
I couldn't tell you how many.
Big bottom.
Yeah, it used to come on Comedy Central all the time.
Talk about
I couldn't say how many times we referenced take it to 11 on this show alone.
All the original cast will be returning, as well as appearances by Paul McCartney, Elton John, and I'm sure a lot more. So that'll be fun.
I'm down.
Hello, Cleveland.
Is it this way? It's this way. Oh, yay. Oh, we're going this way now.
The only details about the story as of now are that they are being forced to play one last concert.
Is Fran Drescher going to be a part of it again, though?
I hope not.
Why?
Probably not. I don't know.
Well, her voice is annoying, but I've always thought she was gorgeous. I always just thought she's just a gorgeous Italian woman. I think she's Italian.
And finally, in the remakes that nobody asked for, The Running Man is on its way.
I didn't ask
be
for
direct-
fucking original.
To be directed by Edgar Wright, who did what's that Scott Pilgrim movie
Versus the World.
Yeah.
But are they gonna? You said The Running Man, right?
Yes.
Like Schwarzenegger, Running Man. Now, is it a remake of that, or is it like?
Nope.
Gonna be...
He's going for the book.
Boom!
Okay.
I'm down. I'm cool with that because I hate The Running Man. It's one of the worst fucking movies ever. It's one of the worst adaptations ever.
What?
I'm cool. I hate that fucking movie. Stephen King hates that fucking movie. It is not anything like the fucking.
Butcher Bakersfield.
Yeah. Who loves you and who do you love?
He
Not
was quoted as saying that he's upset with the adaptation of the film, and he always wondered why nobody adapted the book into a film. So we'll see.
I agree.
We'll see how that goes.
Hope
At the end of the news?
Suck.
I don't know. I'm not telling you nothing.
Here, just change your mind.
Yes, we'll be moving on now, but where should we start?
I don't know. Tell me.
Maybe this will help.
All right. Let's start with the Naked Gun.
I laughed way too hard at that scene, by the way. I was just like cracking up. I was like, oh my God. Because as a kid, I didn't think it was that funny. The whole movie I thought was funny. That scene never really got me. As an adult, I thought it was hilarious.
Chad,
that's
can you spot me a 20? Thank you.
Gotcha.
That's it. We're all in a goofy mood. I'm pretty relaxed tonight. This will be a good night.
I've missed you guys. I'm glad to be back.
We missed you too. Are those Christmas lights up yet? No.
What have you been doing?
Oh yeah, my bad. Sorry, I was too busy watching porn. Continue.
Goddamn green door.
Yeah.
But a quick history of these films. Back in the Naked Gun came out in 1988, but way back in 1982, TV series called Police Squad was released onto an unsuspecting world on ABC of all places, which seems like a strange fit. It just did not find its audience. In fact, it only aired for 6 episodes. TV at the time was very different, though. Things 60 Minutes was in the top, Dynasty, Dallas, MASH, Hill Street Blues, shows like that were in the top. So I know it's cliche, but I think it was ahead of its time. And when the movie came out, boom, bam. Then it found its audience. With sequels following, Naked Gun 2.5, Naked Gun 33 1/3. They came out 3 years apart from each other and went on to gross, but combination of those 3 films, nearly $500 million. So very successful.
Are we talking about all 3 movies?
Yeah, all 3 put together.
Oh, I didn't watch the second and third one. I haven't watched those.
No,
in
he's
years.
saying the
He's saying the franchise.
No, I mean, like, are we talking about all 3? We're just.
I'm sure we'll
first.
dabble. We usually do.
Yeah, they'll come up, I'm sure.
Okay, because I only watched the first one because I didn't.
But that's all right. The first one, and honestly, if you didn't know about the TV show or you haven't seen the TV show, I wouldn't worry about it because I think every joke from the TV show made it into the.
Yeah,
I never saw it, but I do know what you're talking about. I do.
I remember seeing reruns on Comedy Central when, like, back in the early '90s or so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, we're old.
Was it Comedy Central? Was it Comedy Central?
I think so.
That makes sense. That's funny. No, I when it came down to Naked Gun, my dad. Now I've talked about my dad a few times on here before, and he's got a weird sense of humor for a big Christian, which actually his sense of humor is really funny when he taps into it sometimes. This movie and the scene in There's Something About Mary with the hair gel are the only times I ever watched this man fucking cackle like a banshee. Like I don't understand it. He's so like, oh, moral this and moral that. It's like, oh, come in the hair. And like this whole movie. So as a kid growing up, like my dad just loved this fucking movie. So growing up, it was always on HBO and shit. And whenever it was on, it was left on. And it was actually probably along with like Caddyshack and show like that at a young age, like, you know, not really knowing half the jokes, but the delivery of everything I thought was hilarious. I knew that Drebin was a moron, and that's all I needed. I was like, I know everything he's doing is stupid, so even if I don't understand it, it still has a humor to it. Right down to that opening fucking scene. I forgot about that opening scene too in the original.
Right, me too. Don't ever let me catch you guys in America.
Did you ever see the Family Guy where they did that?
Oh yeah, they did, didn't they?
Yeah.
Top of that, yeah.
Have you seen it, Dave?
No.
Oh, it's good. It's a good little parody.
Yeah, comedy classics. All these movies, you can watch them, you could rewatch them. We could sit here all night and quote them all night long.
And this was what, like his third comedy movie that he did since he moved out of like serious and horror genre. Because he did what, Airplane?
Nielsen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Airplane, Police Squad.
He did a lot of TV, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Can't forget the Golden Girls.
Yeah.
They did go to the Golden Girls.
I remember watching Naked Gun, and I remember watching all of them, at least a couple of them, and then seeing Creepshow, and thinking it was really weird, and Airplane also, and then seeing Creepshow and being like, oh, this is going to be funny, and that that in Creepshow it does have humor to that story, but. Man, what a bastard he plays in that. But Liam Neeson has always just been like great as a practical joker, as a comedy actor, a comedic actor. Dracula didn't love that as he got on as his career, as he got older, whatever. The movies kept with the same kind of like, you know, idea. They just got a little more kooky when it came down to it.
Did you say Liam Neeson?
Yeah, I was getting ready to ask the same thing. You know what? This is
actually speaking of,
you know what? If it was Liam Neeson, that'd be hilarious.
This is crazy because they're getting ready to do a reboot with Liam Neeson.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that?
Are you serious?
100%.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
Really?
serious.
They announced it earlier this year.
There's a lot of history with a part 4. There have been a lot of different things to come around and try to bring about a part 4. There was a TV movie once upon a time that didn't see the light of day, and later Ed Helms was on tap to play
Frank Drebin's son.
Yeah, I think his son.
Oh God,
in recent years, there you go. Yeah.
Oh my God, this is real.
Because they wanted to go for somebody that wasn't a comedy actor, so they could. Because one of the things that I almost called him Liam Neeson myself. Leslie Nielsen got right, I think, was how he played it straight.
Yeah.
The whole time.
Yeah.
And that just made it 10 times more funny to me.
Because even like, I think they were going to get Ed Helms again, and one of the Zuckers was like, "Nah, you got to get a serious actor to play this role, or else it won't work, right?" So they got the worst father of the year.
And that was the direction that Zucker gave him. You know, they told Nielsen, just play it like you don't realize you're in an actual comedy, you know, and the character just plays it like straight, like he, you know, that's how he lives his daily life. You know, there's he's not trying to be funny. He just comes across as funny.
He's just a fucking idiot.
Right.
Can I make a comment though? There is one scene in this movie that bothers me. And because I'm terrified of heights, and it's also one of the most infamous scenes in this movie.
Okay.
When he's on the ledge.
Yep.
Dude, no. I was having flashbacks to watching Stephen King's Cat's Eye, like where the guy's on the ledge on that shit. No, dude, that freaks me out. But as a kid, I didn't really know the full extent of what all was going on. I was trying to figure out why this old guy was grabbing on, you know, this statue's cock. Now, you know, if you're that high up, I mean, you're gonna grab whatever, but that's terrifying. That whole scene, but it's hilarious how it builds up, because you have the girl that's like, you know, half naked, you know, in her brassiere, and she's screaming and all that stuff, and he's just like so disoriented and all that, and like I don't know.
I think that's my favorite scene.
I
don't
think
know.
so.
There's
Too.
a lot,
It's up
but-
there. It's up
Yeah.
there.
It's one of the great scenes.
It's hard to pick one.
Yeah.
Just that whole sequence, because he's going into Ludwig's office and he's trying to find some kind of evidence, and of course earlier we find out that his whole office is full of priceless Ming vases and oil paintings and all this stuff. So he's in there snooping around, and everything's going perfectly fine. Even the piece of paper that has the exact information that he needs about killing the queen is right under a house of cards. and he just like he pulls it out without knocking the house of cards down, and it's like everything's going smoothly. And then all of a sudden he has the lighter and the paper catches on fire, and then pandemonium ensues where his foot gets stuck in there, and then the curtains catch on fire, and then he goes over and all the vases start falling, and he's catching them, and then he finally can't catch it. He stops catching them. And he goes to get up, and he grabs the rack and just pulls them all down and smashes them. Because he's got to go save the painting. It's about to catch on fire, and he grabs the painting. And it's so big he can't hold on to it. It goes right through the fucking plant. And the whole time, the piano's playing some kind of goofy fucking music.
Yeah.
And then it's like, Ludwig's coming back up. I can't get the fuck out of here. So he goes out on the ledge, and he's going across, and he's like grabbing the statue's tits first, and he comes around that corner, and that woman's leaning out the window. It's like honk, honk. Oh my god, that is too funny.
And he's like
That's
chasing her
all with a concrete dildo.
and then it's like he gets back up and he turns the dick up, and I swear the shot that cracks me up is when they do a quick cut to the statue's face.
Yeah.
And the statue's just like smiling, like right after he turns the dick up. Oh man!
Hell, even before that scene when he was having a meeting with the dude and the whole fish thing.
The fish. Mm-hmm.
Now as a kid that cracked me up like hardcore. That was one of my favorite scenes as a kid because I always thought the fish looked really weird too. And
the pen too that was indestructible to everything except for water. So you know that fucking pen's going. You know what's about to happen, but
yeah,
just watch everything play out is great.
Then the thing's on his fucking nose. Do you need a tissue? Oh yeah. I watched
I always crack up at the one part whenever they're fucking in the like the lab or whatever where they find the Swiss Army shoe, and then like they go into the other room, and then they're sitting there and they turn around to walk into the other room, and the fucking doctor and George Kennedy's character use the door, and he goes around the wall that's just fucking like totally open. Every time that part happens, I just fucking crack up laughing.
Oh my gosh! Somebody like every fucking scene in this is hilarious. It's one of those films.
Pick one. Like,
oh my gosh,
it's
I love
the funniest
this
franchise with a killer.
Yeah, I love this film so much, and it's like
on.
It's definitely it's not my favorite comedy of all time is Spaceballs, but this one's definitely up there because there's with Spaceballs they have the bits where it kind of builds into a joke sometimes, and I kind of enjoy that a little bit more, the way they build it up and then the delivery of everything. But with this, it's just like one thing after another, and it's just continuous. I was watching this the other day, and I was just like, I couldn't stop laughing because it was just. It's either Leslie Nielsen and his physical comedy, or the one-liners. It's just like boom, boom, boom. They hit you back to back to back, and you're just cracking up because the dialogue, the physical humor, all that it's perfect.
Yes, and one of the running gags through all three movies was with Leslie Nielsen with Frank Drebin, how many people he's killed. Like just from the third one that got me when he's having his flashback and they had that big banner up,
like 3,000
dead and like 477 wounded or something. And like in the second one, he's at the beginning and she's like, we congratulate him on his, was it 1,000 drug dealer killed, however many it was. And he's like, well, thankfully the last 2 I ran over with my car, but luckily they turned out to be drug dealers. I was just going to say, let's not forget O.J. Simpson, because another one of my favorite scenes in this movie is the hospital scene at the beginning with the "I love you." And
I love you too, Norberg.
Yeah.
And it's like, this man's some pain, give him some drugs. Heroin. That's a pretty tall order.
Yeah. Give me about a week.
Give me about a week on that last one.
I think one of my favorite lines from that scene is whenever they get there and the doctor's talking to Nordberg's wife, and he goes, I think we can save your husband's arm. Where do you want it sent?
Yeah, it's like he's not even in the shot. It's like you kind of got to listen for it, but he says that, and I don't remember if I noticed that before or not since the other day when I watched it again.
When I was watching it, I feel like it was something they threw, the Zuckers threw in at post, because it just seems like if you're watching it back and the doctor just standing there doing nothing, like he's like, the actor's probably just looking at O.J. Simpson's arm and it looks funny. And they're like, oh, let's insert this little piece of dialogue real quietly in the background and it'll be hilarious. And it was.
It really was.
They're geniuses. Zucker, Abrahams, and
Abrams.
Genius.
Yeah.
And he's like, how's Nordberg? Well, the doctor says he's got 50-50 chance, but he's only 10% of that.
Yeah.
That's Scott Steiner math. What was the one with Everywhere I Look, something reminds me of her?
Yeah.
Oh.
That was the second one, right?
That was the first one.
No, that's the first one. Whenever he gets back from the airport.
Talking about his ex or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The two.
They got married last week. I don't know much about him, but it's the best sex she's ever had.
Don't torture yourself, Frank. And it's funny because ever since I saw that, hell yeah, George Kennedy, Leslie Nielsen, they're great. Ever since I saw this when I was younger, anytime I go past those things, that's immediately what I think. Something always reminds me of her.
Right? I never saw those looking like boobs until this movie, and even now.
I'm pretty sure one of us always say that whenever we see him on our trips.
Yeah.
Because we always do.
That's immediately what pops into your head, because this shit, it was hilarious.
It's like Jaws had the ocean, Psycho had the shower,
the lawnmower had the golf course.
Yeah. And the Naked Gun has those two buildings that look like boobs.
Well, it's funny because that right before that, whenever he gets back from Beirut or whatever it was, and George Kennedy picks him up at the airport, and he comes down and he's like, "Oh, no flowers, please." And he goes down to the microphone and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm sure you all came here to get the big story." And he's like, "They're not here for you, Frank. Weird Al Yankovic was on the plane."
Yeah, I totally forgot about that too.
Now, okay, here I'm going to put you guys to the test real quick, because I was watching and I noticed this. And I'm going to see what you guys think here. Let me pull up a picture here. All right. Here's from that scene. Who does the guy on the left look like to you?
The guy in a tan jacket?
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't tell.
Who's he look like? Now, is it actually somebody?
I don't know. But whenever I was watching, I saw this and I was like, is that Oliver Platt?
Who is it?
Oliver Platt. What do you mean? From
Who's
Lake
Oliver
Placid, from Ready to Rumble, from.
Okay. I his name doesn't.
I don't think so.
I don't think that's him. No.
You don't think so? It looks just like him, I think. And
somebody in the chat Google that.
I tried to Google it and I couldn't find anything on it. But I'm like, no. But Oliver Platt started acting right around 1988, and I could see him doing this as like a little extra role. Because I always, like, when I watch this, I thought on the left looks like Oliver Platt. The guy on the right, might be a stretch, but it looks like Mark Margolis. You know what I'm talking about?
Marvelous?
Margolis?
Margolis.
From he's in Breaking Bad, the guy in the wheelchair, and he was the assassin from Scarface. Now I don't know about that.
Yeah, no, he does. The guy holding the camera does look like that dude.
Yeah, a little bit. I don't know about that, but for sure,
actually, I thought that a second ago.
I'm almost convinced that's Oliver Platt on the left.
It could be. I don't know. It could be though.
There's all kinds of shit that we always hear about that's never listed or whatever about people being like in backgrounds of movies and shit. So you never know.
Well, if it is, you've heard it here first on the Video Store Clerks.
That's right.
Boom.
Breaking news.
Never mind.
And with Weird Al, I know a lot of the same people that did the Naked Gun movies did UHF, which came out a short time after the first Naked Gun. So Weird Al shows up.
That makes sense.
Didn't he show up again in the second one?
Yeah,
he was the guy holding the gun.
Well, he didn't. He do wait. Who's the award presenters? It was him and Vanna White, right?
Yeah, but he was. Somebody said he was in the second one. He had on like a fake beard and the red bandana, and he's like, "Say your prayers." And Frank comes in the room and slams the door on him, and they tackle him.
I don't remember anything.
I know he was a huge fan of Police Squad. That's why they put him in the movies. Oh. Like, he just wanted a cameo in the background, and then they gave him like the whole little segment there. So he was fucking pumped.
It makes sense though for Weird Al to be a part of this franchise in some way, though. Parody, you know.
Yeah, he said he loved the Police Squad show.
Makes sense.
And UHF is a great movie too.
I wouldn't say great, but it's pretty fun.
Dude, that shit's funny.
I've definitely seen
but let's not forget our little cameos with H.W. Bush, Bill Clinton in the third one for a second. Barbara Bush, that's another part at the beginning of the second one that always gets me, how Frank beats the hell out of her.
Queen Elizabeth.
But doesn't need to. Like, Frank is such a nice guy. He's so lovable, but he's so fucking dangerous. He's just a walking health hazard to everybody around him. Nice beaver.
I just had stuff. The scene with the Queen though.
Classic.
Yeah, like because honestly, that Queen, that woman on there looked like her.
Mm-hmm.
As a kid, I thought it was her.
They did a good job with all those.
Oh yeah.
Especially the Barbara Bush one. The Barbara Bush one looked just like her.
See, I don't remember shit from 2 or 3 at all. I'm sure if if I saw them.
I've been swimming in raw sewage. I love it. See, we could do this all night. We don't even have to talk. We could just quote the movie all night.
I mean, his delivery is just so
perfect.
Yeah.
It's comedy genius. Have you watched the interview with and I watched it actually a couple weeks ago. It's Leslie Nielsen with a fart machine.
With a fart machine. If you haven't seen that, ladies and gentlemen, take the time to YouTube Leslie Nielsen interview with fart machine or whatever. Search it. It's gold.
I bet he was a fun dude.
I should have got clips from that. Damn it. I didn't think about it till you brought it up.
God, fuck. That's okay.
And the whole scene at the end at the Angels game. Oh my God. I love the national anthem.
I still say that shit sometimes. I swear, there's so many bits from this film that I still say to this day. Like whenever he's singing the anthem and he's like, bunch of bombs in the air. He's just like he's singing it correctly at first, but poorly. And then he starts just going off like he doesn't remember. He's just throwing shit in.
I like at the end, he's like, and we still got a flag.
I mean, and even that was better than when Roseanne did it. So you remember that shit?
Everyone needs to let that go.
Yeah, Roseanne says a lot.
Like they knew who they brought in to sing it, but whatever.
Right, whatever. But no, and then like when he's the umpire and like everybody's cheering for him, and he like gets into it, and he's all dancing around, and like, hey, strike, strike.
Before the ball on the last one, he calls it.
That's what's funny. Like I wanted to hit up my cousin today and get his like umpire like catcher's outfit and fucking wear it for the show, but
that would have been good.
You'd have been uncomfortable though.
I was gonna say it would be a little bit uncomfortable, but I don't know if it'd probably been a little better than the Cobra episode.
Yeah, I had to go.
Yeah, the pantyhose over Chad's head but it's okay because he takes them off.
I powered through the reanimator one though.
The whole evil plot is to assassinate the queen, which, like we said, the queen shows up in this movie, not the real queen, of course. But it does look just like her.
Must kill Frank Drebin,
and that's based on another movie. Did that? What was it, like Telephone or something? There was some other movie that had that plot that they took into this movie.
We could go through. There's like a whole laundry list of
there's a bunch of stuff
that they take little things from and they spoof and they just turn around and everything like that. The Zuckers and Abrams, man, that this is all credit to them and their writing and their directing. They're just comedic geniuses. From this Airplane, all the stuff they've done is just very, very good, and I enjoy it.
I mean, there's parody movies, parody comedies are kind of like when they're made these days, they kind of suck.
Yeah, I was going to say that was my next question. Do you guys think a parody movie would work today? If they did remake this, do you think it would work today?
Well, I mean, you know, like fucking Scary Movie and shit like that. The first, they do a good job what they're doing, but they get a little bit too much.
I don't even consider this a parody type movie though. It's just fucking funny.
No, I mean, but it totally is though. It's a totally like it's a parody of every fucking cop movie, and I swear, Dirty Harry is like the number one. It's like the opposite of Dirty Harry, because what Dirty Harry was like, the kind of smart badass cop that killed a lot of people and got away with it, which was a big issue back then. Frank is a complete moron and kills a lot of people, and still gets away with it. I think this is probably what I about other parody movies that were out then like this, and I don't think there was any.
Well, the spoof movies, like everyone was trying to cash in after this movie hit. None of them really did well, except maybe the Hot Shots movies.
Well, okay, I forgot about
that. There was Fatal Instinct. There was
Loaded Weapon 1.
Oh, Loaded Weapon 1. That's right.
Okay. Loaded Weapon 1. Can we do that one at some point? Just
we can, which is good, but I mean, like, just didn't do well at the box office is all.
Right. Of course. No, I don't know how any of these movies would actually,
Well, they said this movie did really well the first week at the box office, but then it got beat out the second week by Twins.
Oh man.
Oh,
Schwarzenegger does it.
Dirty Dogs
with Danny DeVito.
Yeah,
I do like that movie.
That's my favorite Schwarzenegger flick.
It's my favorite Danny DeVito movie.
You don't say.
And there's so much going on in these movies. You can look in the background too. You can have a whole separate viewing of these movies to just look at little things in the background, like the hospital. Oh, another one of my favorite scenes is the driving the student driver. Yeah. What I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
That whole thing, like it builds and builds and builds, and then wraps up with him. Let's see, he the doctor he was trying to catch crashed into. What was the first thing he crashed into?
The army truck. No, it was gasoline.
Oh, gasoline truck. Because then he's on like a fucking rocket. No, I'm sorry.
No, then he's in his car.
Then he's in his car, and it ends with the rocket into the fireworks.
He's laying on the hood with the fucking steering wheel.
Yeah,
and the car's on fire. Then he hits the bomb. Then he rides the bomb into the fireworks shop.
No, I saw this movie.
Nothing to see here first. And it's funny because they do that bit earlier in the film as well. Whenever he gets to the pier, and he's walking over to see where Nordberg's chalk line is in the water.
I like when he pulls up and he hits the guy fishing and he just falls off.
Yeah, he just goes right into the water. So he gets out and he's walking over, and you hear the cop on the megaphone saying, there's nothing to see here. Please disperse, get back. And there's two people standing there right in front of him. And he has the megaphone right in their face. and he just tell oh my god,
And that's another one of the running gags is that Frank can't drive worth shit.
No.
He crashes into everything in all 3 movies. I love it.
I like in the second one too, though. Whenever he's fucking, they have like the house surrounded for the fucking like raid or whatever, and then he walks up, and then the one fucking cop's leaning on the car with the gun aimed at the house, and he's like, "Hey, officer!" and he starts fucking firing at the house, and everybody.
No, I didn't know how it was gonna be rewatching this movie because another one that I would say that I was a big fan of about as much as this one is Weekend at Bernie's. I didn't know if it was gonna hold up. Because I always liked it as a kid. But the other night rewatching it, I was over here just cracking the fuck up. That's like I think in our little group we have our little chat group. I think I even said something about it. I was like, I forgot how funny this fucking movie is, and like it's got to be one of the best comedies of all time. It's ridiculous on so many fucking levels, but it's in a way that like comedy these days, you don't get that kind of comedy anymore. That slapstick, physical comedy. I don't know, because these days, if somebody comes up like with something like this, like parody wise, usually it's kind of cheesy as fuck. There's not much thought put into it. It's cheap gags and da da da. And at least, and speaking on mainly the first Naked Gun, because the other ones I don't remember fucking shit from. This was like smart slapstick humor. You know what I mean? Like there was thought put into these jokes and in these moments and all that stuff. And these days, just shit like this, it's just like it's rushed. And it made me kind of miss how comedies used to be.
I miss movies like this.
You know what I mean?
There weren't that many writers that Keenan Ivory Wayans maybe had, comedy.
I'm gonna get you, sucker.
Smart. Yeah,
that's like Robin Hood, Men in Tights.
True. That was a good one.
Yeah,
but yeah, I miss movies like this a lot. See, now I'm getting bummed.
I'm getting bummed. I mean, fuck me. Like we were around when this shit was fucking popular. When this shit fucking started happening,
I remember going to see the second one, and it was great. It was like a packed theater, and everyone was laughing, like from beginning to end. That was the same thing. That was the same way I felt when I went back and watched this movie for the first time in a long time. I started laughing when he was in Beirut, and I don't think I stopped laughing until the end. Even the end credits are funny.
Yeah, dude. Okay, and also another thing is every time O.J. Simpson is in this fucking movie, knowing now what we should have known then, it makes it even funnier. Honestly,
what do we know now?
He's the killer.
You have to buy his book.
No, he's not.
His book where he talks about
the killer.
If he was the killer, this is how it went down. What if I did? What if I'm the killer?
Everyone's uncomfortable.
What kind of fucking narcissistic, big-headed, egotistical, megalomaniac motherfucker do you have to fucking be guilty of a murder, double murder, especially in the fucking way that he did it, and put out a fucking book talking about how he might have done it that way? Like, there's an interview where he's talking about it, and it's just like he's laughing the whole fucking time. Like
Double Jeopardy, man.
It's right. Like once he's if the glove don't fit, you must acquit. Shut the fuck up. I thoroughly enjoy watching him get shot.
He should be a lawyer.
I thoroughly what? What you say?
He should be a lawyer.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, go fuck yourself.
I'd be about as good as a lawyer as Vinny. Maybe worse. I don't have a cool girlfriend to make me look better.
The two Utes.
He mainly does bird law.
Yeah.
The irony.
No shit. What the fuck was I saying?
Oh yeah. I think I heard that too. Actually, I think that's true. Well, we haven't talked about Miss Priscilla Presley yet.
Dude, I had a huge crush on her when I was a kid in this movie.
Blonde or redhead?
I don't care.
Okay.
In a giant rubber. See, as a kid, I had no idea what the fuck.
See, that went over my head too.
I was like, why are they in these giant rubber? And so for the longest time, I was a little guy. Okay, so fuck off, people. I was like, why are they dressed in these rubber suits? Is this how you have sex? When mom says, "Do you have a rubber?" Is this what you mean? You had to put on a rubber suit? No, Joe.
That's too much work.
Like Jesus Christ! If you had to put on a whole fucking
I was
suit,
like 8 years old,
sex,
so that went
I don't
over
think
my
anybody
head.
has sex. Everybody's too lazy to actually take the time. But Jesus Christ, condoms suck as it is. A whole fucking bodysuit? Fuck you. I'll take the crabs. Continue.
Take my chances.
Very hot. Very hot and awful.
That's so gross when she pulls out that
That
roast or whatever it is. Yeah.
The pot roast.
As a kid, that grossed me out, actually. I do remember that grossed me out as a kid. It's like, what the fuck?
And that's the best part. Going back and now watching it as we're older, there's so many more bits that we get now. And it makes it even that much more funnier. I think I laughed more now than I ever have at this film because it's that much more funnier to me knowing everything. Being an older person that can enjoy the jokes that they put in for older people, you know. And there's so many different levels to this. It's like, you know, the great thing is you can watch it straight up and not know what it's spoofing, and enjoy it. But all the shit they're spoofing, like, you know, like I said, we could go through a whole list of different things that they're spoofing, characters and everything, lines from films. And it's just been in there, like weaved into this so well that if you knew all these, it makes it even that much more enjoyable because it's like, oh yeah, I remember that. It's like kind of with us in our, you know, these films spoof shit from back in the 70s, 60s and stuff like that, that a lot of stuff we're not going to realize or remember. You know, especially like, you know, that was the format for Zuckers and Abrams that, you know, we're just going to spoof all these disaster movies. You know, like Airplane was like a ripoff of Airport. And there's so many different things. Like if you look at that movie Airport, George Kennedy's in that. You know, they've taken these actors from these serious films and brought them in. Leslie Nielsen was the captain in Poseidon Adventure.
He was, yeah. I forgot about that.
You know,
it's one of my siblings' favorite movies.
Yeah, so many different, all these different films that they grew up with and they enjoyed. They were able to take those and weave in the parody and the spoof into this. And it's like I said, it's two different levels where you can sit and watch this and have a good time, not knowing anything about the previous films that they're spoofing. And if you do know about them, it makes it even that much.
I want to touch base on Missing Tooth's comment a minute ago about how he was supposed to be a Terminator, but they didn't say he looked like a killer. Who is he talking about right there?
OJ.
I think OJ.
OJ. Okay. I had heard that because I just looked back at that comment and I was thinking he's not talking about Leslie Nielsen. You know, such a thing. I was like, you know, it's bad enough that he almost got Frank Sinatra's Dirty Harry. I could not fucking imagine Leslie Nielsen as a Terminator. OJ Simpson is Terminator. Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, he doesn't look like a killer, does he?
Nah, he's not.
But it is fun.
But if he was,
a couple videos where some younger people were watching these movies for the first time. Some reference, like, because nobody knew who Zsa Zsa Gabor was. I don't think one video I watched, nobody knew who Zsa Zsa Gabor was.
I always remember that old Johnny Carson episode that she was on. She's got her cat on the show, and she's like, "You want to pet my pussy?" And he's like, "If you move the cat." Continue.
I mean, that they so many great, you know, my God, fucking, they decide to make the villain.
That's another one of my favorite gags too.
They decide to make the goddamn villain Ricardo Montalban, and then Peter Goulet or Robert Goulet. I mean,
Robert Goulet. Yeah,
like so many great. You know, and another film that's I really love is Adventures of Ford Fairlane. And that also has Priscilla Presley in it, and has Wayne Newton as the bad guy.
Yeah, him and Clay are old friends.
Yeah. So I love films like that where they incorporate like these people that you would never expect to be.
Spy Hard. They had Andy Griffith be the bad guy.
Yeah,
that was great. I did too. Up to said that.
I forgot about that fucking movie even existing.
It's so great when actors like that get to do like those 180s. You know, like was it Ronnie Cox at RoboCop was the villain? In every other movie, he was like strumming a guitar. And
now I've got Ford Fairlane in my head. That's
I know we need to do that. We need to do Dice Night.
I used to have that on DVD. Do I still have that on DVD?
Robert Stack's another one.
Full body cavity searches.
And that voice walking around in that trench coat talk about aliens.
Two women late at night walking down the street. Shit fucking still creeps me out. Okay, as a kid, that was the scariest thing that I ever watched. Was Current Affairs.
Hoping I get that stuck in my, because I've had the fucking Naked Gun song stuck in my head since Thursday.
Oh gosh, that's the other thing. Great theme song. Great theme song.
Dude, Unsolved Mysteries always crack me up because he'd tell the story. There'd be some episodes where he'd tell the full story, and then it's like at the very end, update. we found the person. Yeah, I was like, why the fuck are you telling? It's a solved fucking. It's not a mystery anymore. It's fucking solved.
Like the body was found 2 yards from. Yeah,
like whenever
that was the shit that I watched in my grandmother's house. She said, "This is just too spooky."
When he does that shit in basketball.
Oh yeah, yeah. Robert Stack was cool though. Yeah, Untouchables, the old school Untouchables. You ever watch that shit? Robert Stack was the shit, man. And I mean, even
speaking of Untouchables, they have the Untouchables opening for fucking Naked Gun 3.
Is it really?
The subway, not the.
They're in train station.
Yeah.
You need to watch the Untouchables.
He's having a dream or whatever. It's like a little dream sequence for the opening, and he's fucking helping one lady with the baby. Fucking Norberg's helping 2 people with the baby, and then fucking the fuck is Kennedy's character's name? Lieutenant something, right? Lieutenant what? Or Captain? Starts with an H.
I just keep calling him George Kennedy.
I know his first name's Ed.
Hawken.
Yeah, I think he just called him Ed.
Yeah, he just called him Ed the whole time.
Yeah.
Hey, he's got a picture of your wife in his wallet.
Dude, I was thinking about that earlier. He's like, oh, what is this, a gun?
Who else is seeing this man's wife?
Ethel.
That's okay.
And he goes and takes that piss, and he has the microphone on.
That part, dude. No, I'm surprised I didn't wake up my neighbors. I was laughing.
How many farts I think of Dave because he just.
Well, you do it because like he no hands too. He has his hands up.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, man. Every beginning to end this movie, it just doesn't let up at all. And I love
every there's not a moment of seriousness to this movie. And even the serious moments, it's hilarious. Like even when he's talking Priscilla, from wanting to shoot him, must kill Frank Drebin. And he's like, there's a whole speech. He's like, oh, Frank. It's like, oh yeah, did you not try that with the other ones?
Ever since I met you, I started noticing things that I never noticed before, like butterflies and the dew on a glistening flower or traffic lights. Oh my gosh. It just leads into something like especially even when he first meets her and she's standing at the top of the stairs and she's looking all seductive and everything. She starts walking down the stairs looking at him and then she falls and just rolls down. It's like there's nothing serious and it's just so funny.
What a beautiful woman she is. Like just for a second, let's just take into account the fact that woman's been through all kinds of shit in her life. And even at her age these days, she's still not time's been good to her and plastic surgery, but good looking woman.
She got that king money.
Mm-hmm.
Never change your last name.
Brand new Cadillac, baby. Brand new Cadillac. Brand new Cadillac.
I wonder what
brand
made
new
her,
big wheel, baby. King's going broke. Anyway, going.
What made her want to do comedy? You know, before this, she had only done a couple TV shows, and then it's like she went straight into this. You know, Ford Fairlane. It just seems strange. Like you know, of course they're going to approach people that aren't accustomed to being in comedy films, but doesn't mean that those actors are going to say yes to it. So I'm just kind of curious to what made
she's in all three movies, isn't she?
Yeah. It's not like she needed the money, I don't think.
No, at first they were going to get Bo Derek to play the role of Jane, but then they got Priscilla because she really didn't do a whole lot. And they wanted somebody that wasn't real well known, but even though she really was, but nobody
as a kid.
Then they went and got Bo Derek for Tommy Boy.
Another good-looking woman up in
she just got finished doing, I think, 10 back then, right? So she was hot off the press.
Yeah, maybe I don't know what year that was.
Yeah, that was another thing. Was you know, as a kid, growing up, my mom was a big Elvis fan. We're related to Elvis distantly on my mom's side, so I always had to hear about Elvis, and mom had pictures of this, that, and the other, and books and whatever, and I had no idea what Priscilla looked like until Naked Gun. And I was watching it one afternoon, and I remember telling watching the movie with Mom and stuff. She goes, that's Priscilla Presley, right? And I was like, no. She's like, yeah. I was like, she was married to Elvis? I was like, yeah. I was like, oh, well, good to have a face with a name. I only heard about it in I don't know, fucking 13 years of my life. Yeah. 12, 11, whatever.
Going back to Elvis too, whenever they're in the fucking lab in the first one, and fucking Drebin looks up at the one dude standing there and he's like eating a banana. He's like, you got something on the side of your mouth.
Ow, you got something on your mouth.
No, the other side. Fucking like half a banana falls on the table.
That's good. Another from that scene, I like whenever the guy tells him, he's like, here, look at this. We were studying the fibers from Nordberg's suit or whatever, and this is what we found. And he's looking in the microscope, and he's like,
can't see
I can't see anything. Kennedy wakes up from getting knocked out. He's like, use your open eye, Frank. And he's like, there we go. And then he's like, if you look closer, and he like zooms in, and you just hear the glass crack because he's like, those old microscopes, you just turn them in, and it goes right down and cracks it. Oh my gosh!
I'm gonna have to go back and watch the other two movies.
Dude, the second one cracks me up.
Are 2 and 3? Because I really honestly can't remember. Are 2 and 3 as funny as the first one?
I think the second one was. I don't know about the third one. The third one just didn't do it for me. There's some good moments, but for some reason the third one just didn't.
Is the third one like the Beyond Reanimator? Is that what it basically is?
Not that bad.
No.
It has its moments still, but it's just I didn't laugh as much at the third one as I did the other two. The second one's great though. I love the second one.
Well, that's what I was saying earlier was as the movies went on, just like in Leslie Nielsen here, when it came to this kind of shit, like just got kind of more the hokiness of it and the cheese of it all was getting a little bit too much. And because I don't remember shit from either the second or third one, but I do remember not really caring for the third one.
The third one was like the Escape from Alcatraz kind of theme with Fred Ward.
And Anna Nicole Smith was in it too.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
Then they had like the Grammy or the Academy Awards.
That was probably the best part.
Golden Globes or something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I vaguely do remember that. No, I didn't care for that one.
But the second one had a lot of gags too. We talked about a couple of them. I think I don't know, for some reason the raw sewage one that gets me every time.
I like the apartment scene whenever he goes and sees Jane for the first time and he brings the flowers or whatever, and they just get destroyed on the way upstairs, and then he gets in there and she's like crawling literally in the fucking refrigerator, and then he has to open the door for her to get back out. And she takes off her heels, and she's like 9 inches shorter than she was. He's like,
And she slaps him with she goes to slap him. He blocks it. She uses his other hand. He blocks that. And then hand from under the table and smacks him across the face.
Whenever that happens, and she's like, "Hey, play our song." And he's like, "Ding dong, the witch is dead." That shit fucking kills me every time.
Like, I wonder how long it took them to write the script for the first one. I mean, because I've never really written comedy. I mean, I write horror that has comedy elements to it, but like to write a parody comedy for one, so you gotta get like everything like perfect with that shit. You know, like just like what you're parodying and making sure all that stuff's like, you know, like okay, this is
like
obvious.
They're all perfectionists.
Like, man, like I just wonder how long something like that takes to write. Because like for me, I can write blood, guts, and gore, and it doesn't take me long at all. But
I wonder how many takes they had to do. I bet it did.
Well, they said they did what?
That's the thing.
40 takes each in the first one.
Oh my
dude,
God.
Dude, it's exactly like whenever we did the spoof of Mothman Prophecies. You've got the source material because you know what you're spoofing. All you got to do is tweak it. So it probably doesn't take that long. It's like, oh, you know, it just something that like popped into my head when we're doing it. It's like, oh, okay. Where's the guy on the phone asks, where's the watch? And it's like, oh, and I'm like, oh, you know, I'll just change it to in your pants, up your ass. Yeah. You know?
Yeah.
It's just something like that where you just tweak it a little bit and make it funny, and that's all you got to do. So I bet I bet it didn't take long.
The day we watched the video again, and I was like, we should have did the fucking Spaceballs thing right there.
You all, I gotta say, you all did a great job with that one, though.
Oh, we'll all do that again.
There'll be more to come.
Hell yeah.
More spoof and more fun.
And again, I really like the addition of the dick worm.
The dick worm.
Yeah. Sludge, Amazon. Check it out. Continue.
Yeah, that's what I say. What were you saying? How many takes did?
It was 40 takes because George Kennedy was getting pissed because he was tired of fucking filming like 18 hours a day.
Yeah, I'd never get through it. Just reading out a dick worm, I think, took me like 10 tries before I finally got it.
It was a good hour and a half. I guarantee it.
Are you cracking up every time?
An hour and a half filming that shit, just fucking laughing.
That's hilarious.
I think I still have it memorized.
And then by the end of it, Mike had his head buried in a pillow. I was looking at the wall with my ears closed and fucking.
Oh no, because I when I watched it and when you were reading that off, the passage off of that shit, I was cracking up fucking laughing because I was even thinking, I was like, how the fuck? No, there's no fucking way that they.
It's probably the hardest shit we've ever filmed in our lives.
That was great. I'm happy to be a part of it
because it's like getting past the very first part.
I can't wait to get this out.
Dave probably has that old fucking line.
Like he uses her teeth to pull down a zipper and get his semi-stiff dick cave out and smacked her in the eye. There's something else there.
You paraphrase.
I paraphrase.
Yeah. Hey, good job though. Yeah. Classy scene.
It always was too. Like
it's a classy book.
Like, all right, go, and he'd be like, and then me and Mike would just be done.
Because I wanted to be like,
See, because whenever you think about it, because it's supposed to be this creature guy entered cold, you know, or whatever, and he's just supposed to be. He's supposed to be reciting like a line from a book to appease Richard Gere's character, who's like trying to figure out if any of this is real. And I'm just like, imagine if this voice had to read some kind of dirty line from a book.
I had no idea you all were doing that. For the record, for the people. Okay,
We
I
didn't
had no
idea.
and I could not wait to see what you all did. And when you slide, you know, the anthology of Sludge out from under the bed or wherever the fuck it is, and you like have it on the floor, and you're like right here to them, just like what? And I was pleasantly.
Later, we said we should have had all 3 books laying there, but we fucked that up.
No, that was all right. That was okay. I think if you would have read something from Thirsty and I think that if you read something from House of Flesh,
double canceled.
Maybe
same outcome.
But Dickworm was a good story to go with on that one. Again, Amazon, Dickworm, Sludge. Check it out.
And if you haven't seen our spoof, it's on our Halloween special, The Mothman at the video store.
Yeah,
or you can just watch the intro.
Do you know Elvis met Priscilla when
she was 14? Yeah. Here's the whole thing about that. Elvis met her when she was 14, and when she got a little older, he didn't like it no more, and he was flirting with other girls who were around the same age. And that's actually Priscilla actually said that. That my mom.
It wasn't his 13-year-old cousin.
It's not as good. It's not any better.
No, not really. But the cousin part puts a little darker damper on it.
Yeah, actually, what's funny about the bring up Jerry Lee on that one. My dad's hometown of Paintsville, Kentucky. Up until about a few years ago, Jerry Lee Lewis was actually banned from Paintsville, Kentucky, because it was a dry county at the time. I don't know if there still are or not. And he was playing at a pool hall, and he couldn't get alcohol, and he started ranting and raving about not being able to get alcohol, and they kicked him out. And he was banned for a fucking decade or whatever the fuck it was. Yeah. But great, at their crafts. Piece of shit fucking people, though.
I don't know. For some reason, that made me think of the scene from the second one when they're in the bar, and he's telling her how he cut down an entire rainforest so they could build their dream home, and she's like, this environmental act, and he's like, you think it's easy to displace an entire tribe? You try it sometime. He calls it the end zone layer.
I keep looking at Dave's screen, and I keep thinking we should be in a fucking Beastie Boys Sabotage video.
That's who I look like. I couldn't pinpoint it. I look like somebody. But
can't stand it. I know you planned it. Okay.
Fucking Cochise. What else? There's so much stuff. Oh my gosh! When he gets set up to go to Ludwig's factory for the meeting. And he gets there and he's walking up, and the guy's like up on the platform or whatever. He's like, Drebin. He's like, yeah, I'm Drebin. He's like, I got a message from Vincent Ludwig, and he starts shooting at him and yelling. He's like, try not to shoot your gun when you're yelling. I can't hear you. You're being shot at, you fucking idiot.
He was just so good at it. Fuck, man. I know we talked about it a minute ago, but
I like the second one when we
drop your gun and put your hands up.
And then he falls whenever fucking they're on the roof in the shooting or whatever, and fucking Norberg has his pistol, and by the end of it, he's fucking sitting on a turret. He just keeps adding pieces to it. God, it's fucking so good.
I wish guys hadn't watched these movies.
I still love
the guy fall.
I still love the. I'm sorry, I'm interrupting, but go on.
I was saying how that scene where the guy falls in the chemicals at the hot dog plant, and then later on at the
Joker.
Yeah, but Joker hadn't happened yet. So, but then later on, Ludwig.
Really?
Batman was 89.
Batman was 89. This is 88.
That's crazy because I was watching it going, oh, ha, but now like that's because that is very, very similar to that scene.
Yeah, that's what I think too. So maybe our buddy, what's his face?
Timmy Burton.
Timmy Burton said, hey, I'll throw that in there. Maybe it's just coincidence. Who knows? Then later on at the ball game, Ludwig's eating the hot dog, and there's a ring in there, and then he pulls out the finger. He goes, ooh.
Oh, and when he takes Jane hostage and he's going up the steps and he's swinging like it's a dummy, but he's doing it. I'm just picturing it.
Clearly, the best. It's clearly a dummy, and it's clearly not Ricardo.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
It's just some guy with this gray wig, and he's like flinging a doll.
Frank.
When OJ comes back at the end of it, and I I'm over here like just waiting for it because I remember it as a kid. And he knocks him on the back, and he's going down the steps, and then like, dude, that's slapstick comedy. That's physical comedy at the best. I mean, like,
I think in the second one.
I know that he gets it throughout the whole franchise. Like he just can't catch a break. But when whatever. What else was I going to say on that one? Oh yeah, no. So in all actuality, if you look at the Naked Gun movies, there's a lot of, well, actually it's even referenced. I don't remember if it's in the first one or whatever, but like Three Stooges. Like there's that I mean, because Three Stooges were kind of like the originators of like slapstick physical comedy, and this one. This franchise is completely that as well, and it does it to where it's like, what if the Stooges were around today, or around that time or whatever? Like that would probably be. I think they would be kind of about the same. I think in there a part where he does this, like in there a part. Is it the first one or?
I think you're thinking of the one like the third base umpire, or no wait, the third base coach,
right? Yeah,
is giving signals, to the batter.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Like,
I mean, that's clear Stooges. I mean, gotta give it to the originators.
Suits and hair. Hello, Granny.
Of course, the nice beaver.
Again, as a kid, no clue what the fuck he's talking about.
Granny, she has a nice beaver.
My dad's cackling like a banshee, and I'm going, man, it's pretty cool beaver stuff. I don't understand what the problem is. Why are you laughing so hard, Dad? As an adult, as a 39-year-old man, I'm going, I get the joke.
Going back to the OJ gag, so whenever the fucking second one, whenever he's under the car, and then like he starts fucking flying down the street, and they're sitting there waiting for the car to come by, and they're like, he's almost here. Hold on. And then he fucking gets slammed into the car, and they're like, hit it. He fucking speed off. Then he gets stuck on the fucking bus, and then later you see it in DC just driving around. The next thing you know, they're like, Norberg, what's he doing in Detroit? Well, get him a plane ticket and a new pair of pants.
Oh my gosh.
All these different scenes are just popping in my head. And the second one again, when he's busted in, and they're like, he's wired. There's like this fucking huge device with all this shit on it. And Frank has this look on his face like,
Or even the first one, that's the opening scene where he's going on the ship, and
and everything that you could imagine.
Oh my god! Even just the first part. As soon as he gets there, they're like, you got all the criminals in there doing gangster shit, and then he goes to kick in the door,
gangster shit.
And his foot goes to the fucking door. Oh my god, how fucking stupid would that be if you were a cop, like busting in on these guys, and your foot just goes through the door and you're stuck, and then you come in. It's like, police, drop your weapons, and then the one guy drops his gun, and they all look at him like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Oh, go back it up, kill him." And then they shoot him, and his hands on the fireplace. The one cracks me up is whenever he's all hurt and he leans over onto the wet paint on the door. He's like, "Oh no!" like you're being shot. Trap. You're being shot. You just burnt your hand, and you're worried about.
He falls into the wedding cake.
Why is there cake?
Oh, I feel like there was more.
Just the fact that chalk outlines on top of the water fucking kills me.
Well, they did the chalk outline gag again in the second one, where they just like those chalk outlines of body parts all on the wall.
Scattered.
Yeah.
I like in the second one, whenever is it his nose? Yeah. Whenever he's fucking putting on the wetsuit and he's fucking like he keeps shooting him across the fucking boat into the water. The next thing you know, he's fully clothed. Like whenever fucking, I guess the third one, whenever Jane's leaving. And then she walks into the bedroom and comes back out immediately, like already dressed with a fucking suitcase. And he's like,
what?
Man, what he really
that's the cab.
Like,
what the fuck?
And where the hell was I? He's like walking and explaining everything that's going on, and it's like he's in the middle of nowhere, like the city's by like 20 miles behind him.
He's like up by the Hollywood sign almost.
Gosh. No. Or when he comes, remember when he comes back to his apartment and he gets in the refrigerator and he goes to pour the milk and it's like all solid and he's like, ugh. And he looks like the mayonnaise and it's like expired like years ago. And then she shows up and she's like looking for something to eat. And she's like, oh, this Chinese place, I thought it went out of business 3 years ago. He's like, has it been that long? And he smells it like, oh, it falls down. And then, what she goes to leave and he's like, oh, you sure you don't want to grab a bite to eat here or whatever? And there's like, you hear the food, like what is it, cheese or something on top of the refrigerator moving.
Yeah.
Like, it's like starting to crawl. And he's just like, oh my gosh.
Classic.
So much
good.
I love this fucking movie.
Yeah.
This whole franchise is pretty good. I mean, first two.
There's a bunch I'm not thinking
funny,
of.
But
the mayor, her reactions to everything are great. She nails the reactions. Like whenever he, like you said earlier, when he's taking a piss and he farts and she's like, oh.
See, that is where like men are still little boys, because how can you not laugh at fucking fart jokes? Because that is by far, hands down, probably one of my 3 favorite fucking scenes in that movie, just because it's so fucking funny. It's hilarious every fucking time. Oh, somebody's pissing for a long time. That's hilarious. Somebody's pissing for a long time with their microphone's on. That makes it even more funny. Funnier. Hilarious. More hilarious. Whatever. Don't quote me. Back. Reverse that. Like, and then you add the fact that the fart, and then just the continuation. It's just they knew what they were catering to. You know, like us guys, we're easy to please. Most of us, we laugh at stupid shit. Even me, who acts like sometimes that, oh, well, that's just not. But I laugh at the dumbest shit sometimes.
I think some of
that.
And
I think this movie is the quintessential like dad comedy in a lot of ways.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I can say that.
But I'm okay with that. Fuck it.
Even just basic shit. Whenever after that shootout, he shows back up at the Queen's reception or whatever, and he goes over to Ricardo Montalban and Ludwig sees him and he's expecting him to be dead because he sent him to the warehouse to get killed. And he looks at him, he's like, Drebin. And Priscilla Presley's like, Frank. And he's like, you're both right.
Yeah, stuff like that.
You're both right.
It's just
and he offers him a cigar in the first one and he's like, Cuban? No, Dutch Irish.
My father's from Wales.
It was always funny too when George Kennedy would correct or not really correct Frank, but like Frank would say something stupid or whatever, and he'd go, but Frank, it was a blah blah blah, I don't know if y'all heard that or not, but
oh my god, another great one where he gets kicked off the force and he's in the police station and he's going through the my god, it's the missing evidence in the Kellner case. He was innocent. And George Kennedy's like, Frank, he went to the chair 2 years ago. Well, And then he's like, oh, all these years of service, and this is what I get. And he's like smashing stuff and throwing shit away. And then the guy's like, Frank, that's not your desk. Oh, fuck. This shit.
Fellas, I have to be honest. I have to pee. I will return in a second.
Hey, make sure you don't take your microphone.
What?
I said, don't take your microphone.
Actually, I was trying to think. I was like, how can I put this? That could be hilarious if I could do that. But because I'll sing opera and shit. But anyway, whatever.
Whoops.
God damn it.
Oh my gosh.
We need to start doing more older comedies.
I know, right?
We might have to see what's going on in January.
These are gold, man. That's what I said. I wish we could just like sit and watch the movie right now.
Yeah, for real, man. Because I can just watch it over and over again. It never gets old.
Mm-hmm.
I know. I've watched. Huh?
Yo, go ahead.
I was gonna say I watched this one like Thursday, then I watched the other two Friday, and then I watched all three of them. Well, I had all three of them on today.
Right. Did you ever see that a movie Top Secret that they did?
Oh yeah,
Val Kilmer and all.
Yeah, that's another good one. A lot of people don't know about that one.
That's like a little hidden gem.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know German. I know a little German. Oh my god, that Kentucky Fried Movie. You know, obviously. Course, yeah. Oh my gosh, you could not do anything like that now.
Or Amazon went on the moon.
Oh, definitely not.
Bitch, don't live here.
You know, and that's their brand of comedy. You know, it's sometimes it's offensive, sometimes it's whatever. But it's I don't know. They're able to make anything seem funny, and it's irreverent. That's the word I was looking for, irreverent. And nowadays you can't do that kind of stuff. So you can appreciate this from back in a time because it's all in good fun. Mm-hmm. There's no ill will. You're not trying to offend anyone. It just comes across that way. Speaking of offensive.
Speaking of what?
Speaking of what? Offensive.
Oh, okay. I thought he was just speaking of nasty at first. But offensive works too.
Oh, we're just talking about, Zuckers and their work. Some of their stuff was offensive, like Kentucky Fried Movie.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Well, some stuff is even at the end of the second one, when he's giving that big speech and he said, I want to live in a world, blah, blah. He says all these nice things. And then he says, I want to live in a world when I don't have to walk into a 7-Eleven without an interpreter. Then the crowd erupts. Even that one's iffy. Are we still live? Okay.
No,
for now.
It shows how much times have changed, and it's kind of sad. I'm getting bummed again.
He shoots the cufflinks at Ludwig, and the woman's like, "Oh my god, you killed him!" And he's like, "Nope, he's just stunned. He'll be all right in a minute." And he falls over the balcony and crashes, and then the bus or whatever runs him over.
Yeah,
and then
runs over.
A steamroller runs him over, and then a marching band comes along.
Then somebody steps on the watch, so he fucking triggers Jane.
I'm starting to realize why I have such a morbid sense of humor. I watched all this shit as such a young kid.
The best part of
getting run over, it was hilarious.
Yeah, the best part of that is that all this stuff has happened to Ludwig, and George Kennedy's like, "Oh, that's awful, that's terrible," and Frank's like, "What are you talking about?" He's just looking at him like, "Why? This, he's the bad guy," and Ed's like, "My dad went the same way."
What a coinky.
And what kind of marching band just keeps walking over this dead guy's body? Dun, 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 dun,
and why are they outside of a baseball game?
Lua, Lua.
Oh, I don't believe I forgot about fucking Pap Smear.
You can't forget about that.
Yeah,
that's another one.
That's my favorite name of any character in any movie.
I loved him in Foo Fighters.
Mr. Pap Smear.
That's one that went over our heads as kids, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Then I got older and I was like, why is that guy named Pat Smear? And then this movie. Watching this the other day, I was like, I guarantee I didn't know.
And he showed back up in the third one, didn't he?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Whenever he crashes through the plane.
How could he not? Such a classic character.
Gosh, fucking
so good. What else? I know I'm forgetting a bunch. I'll remember.
There's plenty.
I'll remember a ton after
this would be like a
we get out of
4-hour
here.
show if we remembered everything.
Yeah. So
There's I'm trying to there was another scene that cracked my shit up, and I'm drawing a fucking complete blank on what it was. It was like midway through the fucking movie. I'm not gonna do this. There's another scene I'm trying to fucking think.
The montage when him and her are dating for a day. They go through all this. They go through all this stuff in a day's time where they're out on the beach. They're out on the beach and they double clothesline those people. And they go to the movies and they come out and they're just cracking up laughing, and it pans up and they went to see Platoon.
and they're laughing.
Yeah. And then they're at the park getting hot dogs and they squirt ketchup on each other and mustard, and then they both squirt on the vendor, and they're like, oh, it's just a good grand old time. Like
it's one of those comedies that even it stands up even now. I mean, the original. Speaking on the original, because I don't remember the second, third one. But yeah, about 1,000 times already.
Have you seen the second or third one lately?
I had the third one on VHS. I said that earlier too. But the Naked Gun is right up there with fucking Great Outdoors and Christmas Vacation for me. All this shit. Police Academy, all these fucking slapstick fucking movies that came out then, and this one is just. I did not realize how much I love it as an adult until I rewatched it the other night. Because at first I was like, Naked Gun. Okay. Could be fun. And I found it and I was like, I don't know. Because I don't watch. The only time I watch anything that's not horror usually is when we're doing something, which I like because it gives me an excuse to watch certain things that aren't blood, guts, and gore and fucking ridiculous sex. And so I sit down and sparked one up and put it on, and it didn't take long for me to realize why I wanted to keep watching it. And yeah, it's one of my favorite comedies. Like I said, it's up there with Weekend at Bernie's, and that is one of my favorite comedies. That's in my top like fucking 6 favorite comedies. So yeah, Naked Gun, 100% funny as hell. Don't watch past the age of 16 because you're not going to get it otherwise. These days, kids might get it past 13. Whatever. Continue.
Makes me want to go back and watch Hot Shots now because I haven't seen that in a while either.
Hot Shots Part 2 was my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
That was the one that was playing the same time Jurassic Park was, and as a kid, the place was packed, and I didn't like the goat getting killed.
We're gonna have to do those too.
Until like 2 weeks later, and then I went and saw it again, and I loved it. I don't know what my deal was, but we got to see Hot Shots Part 2 with no one else in the theater because everyone else was in Jurassic Park. But I fucking loved it because I was already a fan of the Rambo movies, which is why I fucking love Hot Shots Part 2. The whole Saddam was like, yeah, we need to do this one. We need to do it.
Wendy, I can fly.
Oh my gosh, the one always gets Admiral Benson. Always, everything he does is great.
It's great,
sir.
Because it was the same guy from Rambo, wasn't it?
Lloyd Bridges was Admiral Benson. Are you thinking Troutman?
Richard Gere.
Richard. Yeah, the guy from Rambo. I thought. Yeah. Is he not making an appearance in Hot Shots Part 2?
He's in there, but he's not the Admiral. He's the guy that goes to recruit Topper Harley.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I don't. I mean, you got to pay the bills. You go from being Rambo to being like the spoof of Rambo.
Richard Crenna.
Yeah.
You know what
one hell of an actor.
Name.
Make sure you have something else. A good supply of body bags.
Murdoch, I'm coming for you.
Oh, Jesus.
Woo!
But yeah, these movies check all the boxes for me. I can rewatch it over and over again. It never gets old. I can watch it no matter what mood I'm in. I can pop it in and watch it and still laugh. So
Completely.
For sure.
Completely, 100%. Good shit. If you haven't seen these fucking movies, then you obviously weren't born in the 80s, and you probably have never heard of them. You should run out and watch them right now.
Definitely worth your time. Yep. Any other final thoughts on Naked Gun? I know I'm forgetting stuff, but man, there's a lot.
There is a lot because there's also the fucking the ghost scene where they're doing the pottery thing, and then like the third set of hands come in, and he's like, "What the fuck?"
So it's if you aren't familiar with those kind of movies, the slapstick ones of the late 80s, early 90s, this one is definitely a recommendation. Period. Cracks my shit up, and if I think it's funny,
if you haven't seen it, be sure to watch it. The Disorderlies with the Fat Boys. Wait, what are we doing?
Wait,
you know,
we
Jerry,
do that one too.
Dude, I love Disorderlies. That movie cracks me up.
Dude, used to come on 19XIX and I was a kid all the time. Every fucking like Saturday or Sunday afternoon. And as a kid, I thought it was fucking great. I wonder if I could find that movie. Yeah.
I have like 2 Fat Boys albums on my phone.
Another reason why I love you, Chad.
you know,
That is not a sentence anybody has said since 1988.
89.
Whatever. I've got brother.
you know, Jerry Zucker directed Ghost.
Yeah.
So they thought that was, you know, as soon as his brother saw that, he was like, you know, they came up with that scene for Naked Gun. They're like, oh, this, you know, that scene from Ghost is perfect for satire, and it was.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, it's been used in a few movies, but you know, how could you not? That's just it's a corny scene in a movie. I mean, it's all sweet and stuff and like Ghost, but if you actually look at it, it's cheesy. You know, that's actually kind of a funny thing. Real quick, we won't get too much into it, but talking about Ghost, I don't know if that movie holds up now. No? Actually, no. I haven't watched the full thing in a long time, but it was on Pluto or one of those channels a while back, and I was kind of watching like in the middle of it, and I'm just like, it's just not. It doesn't hit the same way as it did maybe back in the day. I don't know.
I haven't seen it in a long time neither. Because my mom was a big Whoopi Goldberg fan, so
I just remember Stephen Wright on the train. Or no, not Stephen Wright, but the guy
that other guy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that creepy motherfucker.
Yeah. That's another one. What's his name? I have no idea what his name is.
Is that not Stephen? That's not Stephen Wright. No, but he was also in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
He was in a bunch of stuff.
Yeah,
he always played like
another one of those guys where you know the face but not the name.
He passed away about like 8 years ago.
Vincent Schiavelli.
Yeah, I never would have got that.
Nope.
That's not a name that I would ever fucking
remember.
No, sir, I don't like it.
Are we doing a Swayze night?
I'm
down for a Swayze night. I love me some Swayze.
Oh yeah.
Hey man,
Roadhouse.
Patrick Swayze. I'll tell you a real quick story, real quick.
I love Swayze stories. Go ahead.
Here in Kentucky, they were filming Next to Kin. I think that was what it's called with Liam Neeson. And while here, he stayed in.
Again.
What?
Full circle. Full circle happens again on the show before we leave.
We can
start out with Liam Neeson. We're leaving. We're ending with Liam Neeson.
Hey, you know, there's a reason for it, you know. But no, so he stayed in this really nice hotel, and he actually rented out the whole floor, the floor he was on, the floor above it.
Why would he rent out the floor? We could have the whole room.
Well, he wanted to rent out the whole floors because he didn't want to be bugged by quote unquote horrible rednecks wanting autographs.
I can't be mad at that.
Yeah, but I will say this though. My mom, my grandfather, he helped build the Hilton Hotel in Lexington. They've lived Texas, Virginia, all these places. My grandfather was always a manager at these places, and they made a lot of like friends and whatnot. And my mom, one of her favorite times was meeting Patrick Swayze when he was staying in one of the hotels they were staying in. I think it was when they were living in Texas, maybe. Or no, I'm sorry, it was Tennessee.
Oh hell yeah!
And classic
Roadhouse.
And Patrick Swayze came in and he was super fucking nice and super cool guy. But I have heard stories of him being kind of a dick.
They're great. His stories, well,
but
they're close. They're maybe up there with Prince stories. Well, maybe not quite, but
I'll be perfectly honest. When he died, I was
Heard some good stories.
Yeah, I've heard good and bad when it comes down to that guy. But you know what though? He was a Marlboro Red smoker till the end.
And
anyway,
hilarious.
Continuing.
I thought he'd be bigger.
I was thinking that the whole time we've been talking about it.
But
Next to Ken's a good one though.
I digress.
yeah, they're remaking Roadhouse too.
I heard that.
Jake
Is that
Gyllenhaal and
who's in
fucking
it?
Conor McGregor.
Okay.
Whoa. What did you just say? What did
They're
you just say?
remaking Roadhouse with Jake Gyllenhaal and Conor McGregor.
You're lying, right?
No, it's already made. I think they're just in post production.
Jake Gyllenhaal and Conor McGregor
Mm-hmm.
stars in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm done.
And we lost Chuck.
Jake Gyllenhaal and his fucking stupid, sad puppy dog face. I hate Donnie Darko. It's the most overrated movie in the world. He gets on my fucking nerves. I can't stand the fucking
man.
And
My man.
who was the other guy you said was in the fucking movie?
Conor McGregor.
Oh yeah, that guy. Why? What? He's a pompous ass. He can't fucking act with the shit. That's like saying Goldberg's a good wrestler. It doesn't fucking happen. Okay, that's fucking bullshit. 100%. That's fucking stupid. Why?
You got a rant.
You want to fucking keep remaking these goddamn fucking movies that had no fucking business being fucking remade. Roadhouse is a fucking classic. These fucking assholes. They want to keep fucking like just like digging the shit in the fucking ground. So fucking tired of it. Roadhouse. Why? Nobody cares. Nobody gives a fuck. Nobody cares about anything but the fucking original. Ask all the motherfuckers in our fucking generation. Nobody gives two shits. Okay, all right. They don't fucking like this fucking shit. They don't want they want fucking like Patrick Swayze and his big fucking hair and his big fucking muscles. Fucking keep people some fucking asses. Okay, 100% fucking no bullshit. Okay, they don't want to see fucking Conor McGregor fucking being like nothing. I guarantee that guy can't fucking act. Okay, and Jake Gyllenhaal, who the fuck's he gonna fucking play? Who's he playing? Seriously, do you know who he's fucking playing? Is he playing fucking Patrick Swayze's role? Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, he's Dalton.
Puppy dog fucking face, Donnie Darko fucking fuck shit piece of fuck. No. I'm so fucking tired of this bullshit. I haven't been here in 2 weeks.
He won't do shit.
God, it's gonna be horrible. It's gonna be fucking shit. Well, next day we're gonna find out fucking Rock's in it too, right? Rock's gonna be the fucking like he's gonna be in that fucking movie too. But you know why? Because they want to fucking put every fucking body they can. Oh, next will be Jason Statham in the fucking sequel, right? They're gonna have Jason Statham in the fucking sequel, and they're gonna have fucking like I don't know. They're gonna bring Jackie Chan into this fucking shit, right? And they're gonna fucking bring all these fucking assholes. It's not gonna fucking matter. You know why? Because they don't fucking get it. All these fucking people in the fucking Hollywood.
We got the bombs, okay?
Because we got the bombs,
nuclear fucking missiles.
Actually, Jackie Chan's going to be in the new Karate.
You know, when the dude comes back, he's gonna be fucking pissed off. You know why? You ever take a cold shower? Times that by a fucking 100.
I was about to say, I think Dennis Leary has an illegitimate son in Kentucky.
You know, that's not the first time I've been told that either.
I'm an asshole. Burgers.
Did you ever see that? Do you ever see that deleted scene from Natural Born Killers where Leary has
Leary's in it? Yeah. That was back when Leary used to do the MTV spots all the fucking time.
Thanks for that, Chuck. That was funny.
I'm sorry, but
I do what I can. You know.
Oh man, that was good.
You know what's crazy though is if obviously they've done a Roadhouse remake, but you could easily put Sam Elliott back in it
Right?
And he was
same age and everything.
Yeah.
He can still play like a 40-year-old fucking bouncer.
Yeah.
He's still a badass.
Yeah.
No, they got fucking Jake Gyllenhaal playing fucking.
Shout out Sam Elliott, R.I.P. Terry Funk.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. 100%.
Anyway.
Oh my god.
We got off way tangent. We got way off tangent.
It is now time for our
All right.
random clip of the week, in which we play a random clip
Back.
from a random movie and see what happens. Let's see if we get canceled this week.
Raro.
What kind of music you like? You like salsa? You like reggae? Something with that love beat? This is a song I wrote off my first album, and it goes something like this. When I was a baby, I had no taste. I couldn't get a job. I couldn't eat.
That was me at 19.
Good old Sweet Chuck.
I guarantee if you talk to my old roommates, they would say that was me.
Did they call you Sweet Chuck?
I think that probably was a thing at one time. I wouldn't be surprised. But instead of bongos, it was electric guitars, because I would be like drinking all night.
Yeah, watch that.
And like everybody would have to wake up at like 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, and I'd be still drinking fucking tequila or whatever, and put it on 11.
I just saw it here. Somebody just posted this picture. I saw this. Let me see if I can pull it up here real quick. Is these guys now that they reunited?
Did it feel so
Reunited like it was.
Oh,
Jesus.
Oh wow, yeah, that's crazy.
Sweet Chuck looks pretty good.
No.
I didn't know you
Oh,
were still
Bobcat, man.
Bobcat.
Did you watch with him in that one time where he was a fucking clown?
Oh, son of a bitch.
What?
What was that?
What
was
Bobcat?
I think the title was
Yeah.
the title was the name of the clown, I think.
Shakes.
I don't remember.
Oh,
Huh?
Shakes the clown?
Face?
Shakes.
Maybe.
that might have been it.
Yeah, because he was
Are
an
you talking
alcoholic.
to the movie Shakes the Clown with
Yeah.
Bobcat, Julie Brown?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I thought that he was hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was a kid, I used to be able, before I started smoking a lot of cigarettes,
He's like a real life Muppet.
I used to be able to sound like him. I used to because I would watch because he was a bad guy in Police Academy first,
Mhm.
and then turned a good guy. And I always thought it was fucking hilarious. But yeah, my mom just thought that I was. If it wasn't me walking around fucking doing Michael Jackson and Beetlejuice impressions, it was a joke. So, I was in therapy at a very young age.
You killed Mickey.
I got told on one
I
time
watched those tonight.
because I was trying to do my best Beetlejuice impression once. Nice fucking model. You know what happens in that scene, and and I did that in front of about 30 people at somebody else's family dinner thing, and I had a nice little talking to about that later on.
Well,
Now, Charles, we can't be doing this now.
Charles.
If you watch these movies, you'd understand it's all fake. If you do these kind of things, you're gonna get in trouble. So don't do it. And even now, no, I'm just kidding. I do the impression still, but no one's ever here. So
You just do it by yourself. Nice fucking model.
So you do fit in with the rest of us. we talk to
I do
ourselves
too.
all the time when we're by ourselves.
whoa, shoot,
Well,
man. Look.
just like an adult-sized condom, I think it's about time we wrap this up.
Indeed. Does anybody have anything going on in their lives they want to share with the internet?
Chuck, you're itching, literally.
Well, I do have a few things going on.
What?
One, my band Bastard Sons of a Judas Scope go on Facebook, check this shit out. We got a new album getting ready to come out. We're in the process of doing a video. It's going slower than we want to, but things happen. It's the holiday season. Get that out soon enough. If you go over to Amazon and look up Chuck Nasty Books, you can find my book, Thirsty. There we go. Look how beautiful that cover is. That's a good cover. Thank you, Stuart Bray, for that one. You got that. That's my novella. That's my splatterpunk. Right in your face. Extreme. Shit. You'll love it. It's a quick read. It's good stuff. And I'll be doing the sequel to it next year. And then next up, you got Sludge, which is my anthology with Stuart Bray and Jason Nickey, and has two of my favorite short stories I've ever written in it. Dickworm and Toxic Mouth. And then, of course, you got my book, my novel, House of Flesh, that I wrote 8 years ago, that I'm very, very proud of. And I don't know why. Go up. Why are you scrolling? Like, what, I don't know who are these other people? Go. We don't know who that Chuck is. I'm not a boxer. So I don't know. But yeah, and House of Flesh is my novel. If you're into satanic orgies and a good story about haunted houses that involve satanic orgies, you should check it out, because you'll like it. And if you don't, that ain't my fault. Buy my shit.
Oh my gosh.
Please buy my product.
I did.
And then
you can get it for free with Kindle Unlimited.
I don't think they need to know that, Mike.
It's free.
It's free. Buy the paperback. Anyway, anyway, so yeah, so the books, buy them. Any way you can spend money on them. And then the podcast, Graveyard Talk with Whitman, who's on here on occasions, but he has a job, so he's not been on here in a while. Not that he would be on for Naked Gun at all. It's too funny for him. We do Graveyard Talk, and then Nasty Nation, which I am completely slacking on hardcore, but it's there. Facebook, Spotify, all that kind of shit. Which there will be there's some updates coming up with some stuff when it comes down to YouTube channel for some fun stuff with Graveyard Talk, Nasty Nation, and a couple of new other shows that we're trying to get through the holidays before we kind of pick back up and kick ass on it, because we're all out of bubblegum.
Hey, it's Enrico Palazzo.
Hey, Frank Drebin.
And all the links for Chuck's band and his books, his masterpieces, his works of art are in the description. It's an artiste.
Please buy my product.
And don't forget to like our videos. Check out our channel. Don't forget to subscribe. We go live every Tuesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern. What are we doing next week?
What are we doing next week?
Well, seeing as we're dipping into December, and it is the Christmas season, which I'm not a fan of, but whatever. We got to jump into it anyway. So next week, we are going to stick to our comedy tradition and do a little Billy Bob and get crazy with some Bad Santa.
I can dig it. But I'm so lost in the loop on things.
Sucker!
I can dig it. Bad Santa's a good one.
Yeah.
I just found out they made a second one. Apparently, I fucking fell asleep through that.
What?
Yeah, I didn't care for the second one as much.
I didn't realize they made a second one.
They shouldn't have made They shouldn't have made a second one. They really shouldn't have. But again,
Kathy Bates.
She's awesome, but not everything she does is that good.
Like, I feel like I've seen it, but I don't remember. That was a weird time in my life.
I bet you saw it.
No.
But yeah.
First Bad Santa, good shit.
I must kill the video store clerks. I must kill the video.
Well, we got to get out of here. We'll see you next week.